going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
This effort, and China has big plans for this. They intend to seed their digital yuan into the global environment by giving it away to visitors at next winter's Olympics. When they arrive at the airport, they're going to get yuan digital wallets. They're going to receive digital yuan. They're going to use it throughout their visits to Beijing, and then they're going to take it back to their home countries. They see this as a huge advantage. Why? Because who controls the underlying protocols, who controls the underlying standards of the future of money will control the future of money.
Good to be here, Scott. Thanks.
Increasing your exposure is kind of an understatement. I mean, you increased it by almost 150% in Q3. I mean, there's, going all in, and then there's kind of betting the farm.
Well, you have to remember some of that is price appreciation. So, Bitcoin was back at the 29,000 level at the end of May and now is up in the mid-50s. And so you're getting the benefit of that. But we also launched a ETF, CRPT, which is a sort of crypto ecosystem, publicly traded security ETF. We're about to go to Abu Dhabi next week, Scott. We're going to be launching a $200 million cryptocurrency fund. It'll have some components of private equity and some components of the coins. And of course, this week down at the Cypher in Miami Beach, we launched on December 1st a $100 million Algorand fund. The Skybridge Research Department thinks that Algorand actually has the opportunity to potentially flip Ethereum. It's faster, lower transaction charges. It's a net negative carbon footprint, and as that community develops, I think we're sitting on with something like Algorand, Google, and you and I are old enough to remember when Alta Vista and AOL were the leaders at the nascent stages of the internet, and they were trumped by Google. And so something like Algorand is something we're putting a lot of money and resources in. And so, yes, we see this, the blockchain and these currencies as big delayering mechanisms for the economy. And we certainly don't want our clients to miss this.
Understood. But at what point do you feel like you could be too concentrated in crypto, regardless of how bullish you are? And I don't know if you're willing to, give this number on live television. But in terms of Skybridge's overall assets, what percentage are in crypto relative to equities?
Yeah, well, we've got $9 billion in assets. There's about $1.3 billion in cryptocurrencies right now. And different funds vary. Obviously, we have a pure First Trust Skybridge Bitcoin fund, First Trust Skybridge Ethereum fund. So those are pure plays, Scott. But in general, it's averaging anywhere from 10 to 25%, depending on the fund. But again, a lot of this stuff is from price appreciation. So remember, if you're on our core fund, Series G, which is up just over 20% this year, you're getting the likes of Point 72 and Code 2 and Dan Loeb's Third Point, but then you're also getting some cryptocurrency exposure as well. And I'll tell you, they have very good non-correlative properties relative to what's going on in the stock and bond market. And so for us, we got a lot of demand in these products right now. The firm is on an upswing. I think this was a record year for us for revenues this year. And so I like the dynamics of where we're going. And I'm going to quote Warren Buffett, who hates crypto, Scott. He once said he wouldn't trade Michael Jordan for 4 scrubs and call it diversification. And so we don't want to sell our winners here right now, particularly where we like the macro backdrop.
Understood. But there's, people who get themselves into these positions where they're sitting on huge winners sometimes just rebalance the portfolio to decrease the percentage of the fund that has exposure to something that's appreciated as much as a crypto has, especially given the volatility that we may witness going forward.
Right. But again, you have to remember volatility may not be a measurement of risk. In early adoption technology stories, You're going to have to set some volatility as people get comfortable with the story. But I think your point's well taken, and I think our Skybridge research team, Ray Nolte and Brett Messing, I think you know both those guys a long period of time, they're looking at this every day. We're managing our own money. To quote Leon Cooperman, we're eating our own cooking. So I've got a lot of my own money in that fund, if not all of it, except for the real estate holdings I have personally. And so we are watching it very carefully. And your point's well taken. At some point, we will rebalance on the margin, but I don't want to rebalance as we are seeing the arc of great opportunity. We predict that Bitcoin cash ETF is coming.
Right.
I think that'll be another big leg up in demand, Scott.
All right, it's good to see you, Anthony. Thanks for being here. That's Anthony Scaramucci, Skybridge. Final trades are next.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, I come back with that video just to make you think. And what does the Crypto Teacher teach you? That's right, follow the money. We have Scaramucci on CNBC says what? They invested in Algorand. And guys, we've been having billions and billions of dollars being set up in crypto funds so they'll be able to fund all of these projects. And we know by watching big tech, we see the blueprint. These private small companies being funded by these big banks, big corporations, because eventually they're going to take it over, consolidate. That's the reason why I put my New World Order cryptos in the Patreon, guys. We know this whole thing is going to be consolidated. Well, only the 1% is going to rise, if that. We know right now we have over 14,000 cryptos. It is ridiculous. But starting in 2022, that's going to start ending because we know because the Fed is going to start pulling back so they can build this fourth industrial revolution, where the robots, algorithms, and drones replace humanity. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you, because he knows, when it comes to the New World Order, it's all planned out. You have a wonderful day.
Shares are doing well today in the face of Square changing its name to Block, delaying Afterpay, delaying the vote, as the Bank of Spain, I guess, is the big holdout here, right?
Yeah, you know what? One of the things I really love about Square, as opposed to, by the way, about Twitter's, Amrita Ahuja came on. She's the CFO. Remember, Jack won't do TV. Or maybe he'll start doing it now. I don't know. But Jack Dorsey, we're speaking of, he would not come on for Square, so I had Amrita Ahuja. They are so pro-crypto there. They want to be the crypto. And a lot of us want them to be crypto because of the problem that we have where we're earning 8% on our money and we can't figure out how. Square, I asked Square to be our bank because JP Morgan would not be my bank for Ethereum. Yeah. Trying to get Square to be my bank. I think Jack Dorsey, I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't become the bank of crypto. And that would be fabulous because a lot of us want some outfit that we've heard of running this. I'm pro-Jack right now.
You're pro-Jack?
I'm pro-Jack.
Okay. Twitter shares...
I was telling him to hit the road last week.
I know. Twitter. Well, he did. He did.
Yeah.
Although Twitter shares did not...
The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids' books. I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID 33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.